Yeah, no, there's
not the
no
real kind of die.
We're not the kill your darlings kind of fic writers.
No, we're really not.
We're the, like, yeah, I don't have it in me to write something that sad.
No, I really don't.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love my voice too much to hurt them in that way.
Yeah, that's
really what it comes down to. Like, they're actually real people. And,
yeah,
like, I am able to write the things I write because I separate out, like, I borrow personality traits and I borrow names. And they are different people in my head. It is two different sets of things. And that is how I can rationalize reading these, and writing these scenes, because
House of Cards.
I have read House of Cards, actually. That's the one I was telling you about. That was
is this
super
that
dark. Do you remember that? That I was telling you about?
Oh, I do remember that. I've actually kind of low-key been meaning to read that because I feel like I want to for research. But also, I recently read a Yoon Suk. It was amazing. It was like it was by inking brushes, and it was like the still point of the turning world. It was like 75,000 words, and it straight up destroyed me. And so I've been like reading fluff, like, to recover from that, because like I was like legit emotionally unstable after I read that fic. Just because, like, personal reasons, like things that happened in that Yoon Suk fic, like, are like some of my worst nightmares. And so I was just like, I can't deal with this. So I've been like waiting to read House of Cards until I can like handle it, but now I really want to read it. Now I'm in a place where I really want to read it.
It's dark. It's violent. Like, I don't think, and you haven't read it, so like you don't know, and this is like, things could change. Obviously things change as you write, like things happen. Like for me, when I'm sitting down and writing, like I am more a vessel than I am like someone who designs the scene.
Yeah.
Like the characters move, they speak, I don't control that.
Yeah.
Like I have a general idea of the sort of things that they're going to do, but that's because I understand their characters and how they would interact with their environment and the things that they're experiencing. And so like that's how I write. And because I write that way, I can't say for sure that this isn't going to be the case, but I don't think we're going to get half as violent. Like I
haven't read it, so I can't say.
There might be mentions of violence, but it's not going to be that kind of violent. It's not going to be that kind of twisted. That House of Cards was like on another level. That was insane. Like that wrecked me for, I don't know, how many days was I wrecked after that? Like I talked about it for like 36 hours.
Did
like,
you?
It just ruined me. I did.
I don't remember this.
I just like wandered through my home, just like muttering to myself about like, oh, and then the end ruined me.
I remember you like detailing it like in depth for me when we were plotting this, because you're like, well, this is what House of Cards did, and like as you were detailing things to me, I'm like, I don't have it in me to write that. Like I can't go to the mental place it would require to write that, like, and be safe for myself.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, but the complicated relationship dynamics, yes, that'll be there.
Yeah, no.
That's where we don't flourish, is relationships.
Yes.
And interactions between characters. Like, building that up is what we do best. Also, Kiki, can I just take a moment to like sweater pause?
Sweater pause! Sweater pause!
I needed something light after that. Yeah, no, I promise we're not going to be that kind of dark.
No.
Like, there are some big twists coming, and there are some, we're more introspective than we are physical in our darkness. We'll say that. You'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely.
9 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, crying and ranting on my, okay. I mean, same. That's it. It ruins people. House of Cards was a ruiner. So, you're welcome, honey. So what else are we talking about? One last point on the D-Cook. Like in the comments for the last chapter, everybody's like, I thought for sure I was just like praying that he wouldn't say Tae's name. And I was like,
oh gosh, yeah. Like 97% of the comments.
Let me Surprise, I did not write that on purpose!
Like, literally, 97% of the comments were like, I was praying he wouldn't say Tay's name, or then, like, I kind of wanted him to.
And it's great that I made you feel that way, but I missed it.
Yeah, like, that was an unintentional, like, yeah, that was completely unintentional on her part. And, like,
I mean, it was a little unintentional. It was unintentional in the way that I know where this is going, and I know what the plot requires moving forward. But, like, I never even thought about it.
Yeah, really.
When I was writing it. Like, just did not...
Which maybe tells you more about the G-Cook relationship than we want it to, but, like,
I should bite my tongue!
Yeah. But... We were grappling our chairs. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, hold on to your seats. Yeah.
Like, every time that Callie comes to me with a sex scene, because, like, it should be noted that, like, I don't really write explicit sex. Like, I write, like, the emotional, like,
yes,
my life is changing, I am having a transformative moment sex. And she writes the, like, straight up, like, sex toys, explicit sex. So every time she comes to me with a sex scene, I, like, have to physically brace myself because I never know what I'm going to read. Like, I just never know what direction she's going to take it. And she told me...
I shook you and also really...
She told me beforehand that she was like, so I'm thinking blindfold sex. And, like, I just was like, go for it. Like, I'm not going to stop you.
She knows better than to censor me.
Right, exactly. So, it's, yeah. Like, just let it be known that, like, the first time I read those scenes, like, just to read them and not to edit them, but the first time I read those scenes, I'm always a little bit shook. Like, Callie, WTF are you doing to me right now? Like, I am, like, aroused and, like, upset and, like, feeling things, and it's a nasty combination.
Then I am doing my job.
Sugar Cookie for Hobie says, I was shook. Yeah, well, you know what? That's a common reaction to her writing. Like, to her sex,
I'm sorry.
at least.
I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. All in one. Gomenasai.
Yeah, you know. Dianeo. No,
yeah,
like... You're Korean, Callie, come on.
Japanese at you. Whatever.
Yeah, Suga Cookie for Hobie. Yeah, I was shook. That's a very common reaction.
This fic is entirely PMS. You're not wrong. It's emotions. It's moody. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's good.
Like, emotions are what make us human. So, like, I like to argue that, like, if you write a fic about emotions, you're going to write a better fic than anything that's, like, just... Like, that's just smut, or, like, just, like, porn or whatever. Like, if you write emotions, it just adds that depth that makes it more human, and therefore makes it better writing. This is coming from someone who works in the publishing industry, okay? So, like, this is a rant that I go on quite a bit on, like, writing human books and, like, writing human, like, about
human. It makes it
human.
more relatable, though, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, emotions are something that everyone has experienced, and so even if you have never experienced, like, that moment where you're blindfolded and, like, fantasizing that someone else is having sex with you, and then the blindfold comes off, even if you have never experienced that, like, if we can pack emotion into it and make you feel it, then we're doing our job right.
Yeah.
That's, like, connecting you with an experience you have not had and making you feel it is, like, our end goal for everything that we write. And, like, the fact that we have been able to do that for so far has been incredibly, like, flattering that you think that you're reacting the way that you are, and that we have been able to do that. Yeah. So thank you. Throw that out there. Yeah.
So we've got about a half hour left of this.
So we should talk about...
Do you want to talk about Just Beyond My Reach? A little bit, or do we not want to talk about that? I forget.
I mean, we can mention it in passing. Y'all know we started another VMIN because we're #idiots.
Because Callie has no self-restraint. It's Callie's fault.
I have no restraint.
Straight up, she's like, Kiki, look at this tweet, and she sent me a prompt that she found, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can see it, and she's like, I'm starting to write it right now, and I'm like, no, like, we're supposed to be writing chapter 5. So
okay, but here's the thing, I could have done that solo. I was 100% cool doing that solo. And then you're like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. And I was like, we, huh? We? Are you sure? Okay.
It
so,
goes faster.
Zara didn't know yet. Zara didn't know.
Oh, sorry, Zara.
There's only one chapter, and Cotton Ally is our priority, obviously. We're going to finish that one up first. So updates for Just Beyond Our Reach are going to be significantly slower.
Yeah. At least until we finish Cotton Ally, because we just...
Yes.
I mean, like,
we need to focus. To do Cotton Ally justice, we need to focus.
Yeah, and I've got 4 ongoing posted fics right now. So, like... And I write a lot, and I write fast, but, like, that's a lot of mental time and energy, like, and headspace. And especially considering, like, one of my fics that I'm ongoing, it takes a lot out of me emotionally to write. So, like...
Was that the Daisuga? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Daisuga.
Yeah, okay.
For the Haikyuu fandom.
Yep.
So, yes, when you see inspiration, you pick up the paintbrush to paint. That is, that's true. So, like, Callie was like, I already have half of this chapter written. And I was like, okay, well. And my rationale behind that was, like, if both of us are writing it, it will go faster because... and we'll get it done faster.
And she's not wrong, because Kiki writes like twice as fast as I do. In terms of word count, she writes twice as fast as I do. I am very slow and methodical, and every word matters. Like,
that's not my process at all.
Oh man, it is so my process. Like, I will write a thing, and I will keep writing, and 2 paragraphs later, I will go back and change a word. And then I'll skip back to where I was, and I'll write a little bit more, and then I'll go back and change that word again. Because the implication of that word, like the underlying meaning of it and what people read into that specific word has impact on how my writing is read. Like if you see the word whimpers versus you see the word whines, like if somebody whimpers versus whining, like those mean different things. Like whining is, it has connotation to it that whimper does not. So like they're both the same kind of like desperate, needy, but like whimpering is like I am losing control of myself, whereas whining is like demanding.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like word choice matters so much, and I will go back and I'll change words like.
Zara asked us a really good question, which segues really nicely. Bring out the thesaurus. No, literally, she writes with a thesaurus. I'm not even kidding.
The thesaurus tab is open 24/7 when I'm writing. I use it like a mad woman.
Yeah, so Zara asks...
Learning. That's good, yeah.
How do you guys exactly put your works together? Your writing styles are different, right? Yes, our writing styles are actually very different.
Yes.
And, like, it's not something that I would say is, like, an obvious difference, but, like, we can immediately identify each other's writing. Like, there's no...
Yeah.
There's no hiding each other's writing from one another. And it all depends on... Because, like, we're making a conscious effort with Cotton Ally to blend our styles. Like, if you read some of my like, solo work, it's very different from Cotton Ally.
Mm-hmm.
And while Cotton Ally still has my essence to it, it's very much kind of a blended style to meld more cohesively with Callie's. But the biggest thing that helps us in our process is that we both actually have like Microsoft Word accounts, and so we can share Word documents with each other. So on our computers, we can both be working like in Microsoft Word. And then
at the same time, like I can see her cursor as she's typing.
It's like Google Docs, but better because you're in Word and not Google. It's amazing. Yes. And so that's primarily how we write together. And then we can see each other writing, and we can see each other like working on different things, and like who's working in the document and where. And we get notified when someone starts working in the document. Instead
and then we call each other on it. We're like, go to bed.
Callie, it's 5 a.m. Go to bed. Yeah, so that happens.
That's a thing that happens.
Yeah. All the time. It happens all the time.
So that's how we do it. And like, I've shifted, like, my writing style hasn't changed all that much.